aí galera, beleza? Este é o Falha Fatalis trazendo aqui pra vocês de volta a série Gridfall. Bom, vamos aqui fazer essa missão secundária aqui, ó. Que é de Thélème, né? Depois a gente vai fazer a missão da Afra. Pra gente ganhar ganhar uma aliada, né? Você viu que funcionou na missão aí do Kurt. Já que a gente era amigo dele, ele acabou ajudando nós no final das contas, né? Então tá fazendo esse problema do Éden. Aí depois a gente faz a missão da Afra. Quero viajar, cara. Vamos viajar para cá. Tirtobi novamente. Vamos para Tirtobi. As Terras Negras. Thélème eu tenho que ganhar reputação, tá suspeito ainda. A Thélème eu acho que nos Náuticos também. Eu fiz um monte de missão dos Náuticos e mesmo assim não aumentou a reputação. Vamos ver, eu acho que esse daqui é o caminho para ganhar reputação em Thélème. Aqui, ó. Olha com o Padre Lustínios. Padre Lustínios. Acho que é aqui, né?
What an astounding place.
My mother told me about this place. She said that the village was devoured by the houses of the sons. How could their chief accept this?
All that's left to do is find Father Justinius.
Tem que subir aqui. É um nativo? Não.
Welcome to Eden, the lighthouse of faith, harmony, and civilization in these wild lands.
Thank you. Desardet. I am the legate of the merchant congregation.
And I am Father Justinius. Delighted. And what may I do for you?
Sobre as tabletas roubadas.
The Mother Cardinal has asked me to investigate the theft of these tablets you discovered.
That's excellent news. The loss of the tablets is a catastrophe. We have to find them at all costs. If you want to learn more about these tablets, you should go ask Sister Eugenia. She supervises the theologians who discovered them, and were also guarding them. You should find her a bit further in the village, with her colleagues.
Who are the suspects of this theft?
The heretical brutes of the village of Vedlug most likely had a hand in this. They must have wanted to please the demons they worship by stealing the holy word from us.
How could they have learned of the tablet's existence?
Perhaps the demons are giving them this power. Unless one of the natives living in the village innocently mentioned them. They are so naive. Either way, I am certain that the heretics are involved in this matter.
Bom, beleza, vamos interrogar os teólogos.
I must leave you. Goodbye.
May the enlightened always keep you
Descubra a
in their
história do
divine
Éden.
blessing.
I wonder how my people could accept the priests settling in their home like this.
It all seems a bit too convenient. If we find out some information about the history of Eden, maybe we'll change our view on things. The theft of the relic is probably not a coincidence.
Onde é que é isso daqui? Descubra a história do Éden. Deixa eu perguntar pra ele.
Father,
I'm glad to see you, my child. What can I do for you?
A criação da aldeia do Éden.
tell me about how you created this village.
We did not create it from the ground up. It was built around an existing native village. The islanders called it Vixenagad, which translates to the village of the old sage. We saw it as a sign. The natives had probably chosen this name in memory of Saint Matthias, and everything here fit the description of Saint Lucius. The discovery of the tablets proved us right. So, we decided to rebuild our Eden here, in the spirit of peace and harmony which is described in the scriptures.
Caramba.
Why share this village with the natives?
To replicate and resume the work of our founder, of course. If he came here and managed to convert the natives, then it is our duty to do the same thing. By living side by side with them, it is much easier for us to pass on our teachings.
How well do you get along with the natives who live here?
Very well, of course. Especially since those who opposed our presence left.
Left? To go where?
Oh, to other villages, I imagine. Does it even matter? Those who stayed are on the path of enlightenment. Some of their legends must have been about Saint Matthias. That helped to convince them.
And how well have neighboring villagers welcomed you?
With some reluctance, to be perfectly honest. So, we sent them missionaries. There are still frequent conflicts with the village of Vedlug, a highly violent village of heretics. But the other villages, the more peaceful ones, are slowly starting to listen to the sacred word.
There are no Onol Manawi and no warriors here either. Did they all leave?
Perfect harmony takes time, my child. I have no doubt that one day we will manage to convince your kind to convert. But, in the meantime, we must settle for the miracle of great coexistence that this place already represents. Nobody thought we could live side by side with your people. And yet...
Beleza, vamos embora.
I must leave you. Goodbye.
May the enlightened always keep you in their divine blessing.
Fire Blessing. Tá, vamos investigar aqui o resto da... O que é isso aqui? Descubra a história do Éden e descubra a história do Éden. Vamos ver se as informações batem, né? Descubra a história do Éden. Vou contar para esse carinha aqui.
Hello. I am Lair, the village leader. Well, I was the leader of this village.
Hello. De Sardet. I'm the legate of the merchant congregation.
There are Onol Manawi among the Logaed Blau. I did not know that. What do you want from me?
I have heard a lot of things about this village of Eden, but I'd like to hear your version.
I'm not sure I have the answers to all of your questions, but I'll try.
Será que esse cara não é aquele que fugiu, cara? O que
Tell me
sobreviveu?
about the arrival of the people of Thélème and how you received them.
The priests were roaming around the village. They were saying that it was the place where their saint had lived. They were asking questions, talking about the Lloyd and all these things. One morning they were building houses next to ours. And we had new neighbors.
The priests told me that they had managed to convert you. How did that happen?
As long as we refused to listen to them, they were violent, and they destroyed some of our sanctuaries. So we let them talk. And now that they think that we love their god, they leave us alone. Some of the things they say are beautiful, and their magic is impressive. But we do not forget our spirits.
Sobre a descoberta dos
One of the
tabuletas.
theologians told me that you had helped them in their research.
They wanted to find tracks of the old sage, of the one they call Saint Matthias, and they were rummaging through everything. Our Donegad did not want to tell them anything, because the old sage is sacred here. But since they violently interrogated everyone, I thought it wise to guide them to the place where the stones were.
What happened to your warriors? Why did they have to leave the village?
They did not accept the presence of the priests and their questions. They tried to retake the village. They even asked Deirdre, the chief of Vedlug, for her help. So, the priests called the Soul Lasser, the Burning Suns, and they killed many of them. Oi asked for peace, and the others left us. They wanted to join Vedlug. Perhaps they have done so.
Aren't you angry after all that happened?
No. I mourn those who died, of course, and the Vorstyrent. But this village may be our opportunity.
Your opportunity for what?
For the Renaigse to understand who we are. Not savages, nor monsters, but men, perhaps wiser than they are.
Okay.
I have to go.
Like so many others.
Beleza. Vamos investigar lá o outro... O último mapinha ali, né? O último... Esse daqui, ó. Falar com ele, pra zerar e descobrir... Prosseguir aí com os teólogos. Acho que aqui fora, não é? Aqui? Yeah. Cima ou embaixo? Embaixo.
I am busy. If you have questions, go see Sister Eugenia. She's our supervisor.
Alojamentos missionários.
I am busy. If you have questions, go see Sister Eugenia. She's our supervisor.
Será que tá por aqui? Oxi. O que esse cara tá fazendo? Que isso, mano? É Eugênia.
Hello. The Mother Cardinal asked me to help you find the tablets that were stolen. Can I ask you some questions?
Of course. But hurry, I have a lot to do.
As tabuletas foram sobre a criação do Éden.
The Mother Cardinal told me that this village had been developed on the basis of St. Lucius's writings. Are you one of the theologians who helped in its creation?
Yes. I was sent here to confirm that this place is indeed the one described in the writings, and then I stayed.
What was the reaction of the natives when you arrived here?
Most of them were not in favor of us living amongst them. They were afraid we might chase them out of their own village. And there were even more protests once we started talking about searching for traces of Saint Matthias. I suppose they thought we would destroy all of their raised stones and other places of superstition.
Were there any confrontations with the natives?
Yes. The warriors of the village attacked us. The Ordo Luminous actually had to intervene. The Inquisition managed to make them run away. The islanders tried to attack again with the support of Vedlug, but we stood our ground. And when Lur, the chief of the village, finally accepted our presence, things calmed down.
Thank you. This information will certainly prove to be useful. I talked to Father Justinius. He told me that you were supervising the theologians here.
Indeed. It is under my supervision that the research on Saint Matthias is conducted.
Perguntar a ela quem as protegia.
Where were the tablets the night they were stolen?
We were keeping them in one of the village's shacks. We intended to bring them to San Mateus later. But first, we wanted to examine them in order to obtain as much information as possible. You can go and take a look in the shack if you want to. But I couldn't find any traces of forced entry.
I imagine that someone was keeping watch over them.
Of course, we took turns guarding the shack. But some of us can't have taken the task that seriously. If I remember correctly, it was Brother Virgil who was guarding them.
Irmão Virgil.
Whom do you suspect of being the thief?
Oh, alas. I'm afraid there are many suspects. These tablets are priceless relics. Some settlers may have fallen prey to the lure of profit. The heretical natives of Vedlug may have wanted to take them away from us. Or it could have been vengeance by those who had to leave the village.
Well, thank you for these pieces of information.
I am the one who should be thanking you. Especially if you managed to retrieve the tablets for us.
Eita, missão de recuperação. Investiga o roubo das tabuletas de São Mateus.
Thank you. I will let you work.
Ok. Deixa eu gravar aqui. Alojamento. Vamos perguntar para esse cara aqui agora.
Greetings. De Sardet. I'm handling the investigation into the theft of the tablets. Sister Eugenia told me to talk to you.
I'm Brother Virgil. What would you like to know?
Conversa sobre as tabuletas roubadas.
According to your colleague, you were the one in charge of guarding the tablets on the night of the theft. Is that right?
Indeed.
What can you tell me about that night? Did you hear or see anything?
No, nothing in particular. The night was quiet, and then the morning after, we saw they were gone.
Someone had to enter the shack to steal the tablets. How did that happen?
I have no idea. The door was closed in the morning, and the lock was intact.
Estranho.
Do you suspect anyone in particular?
Not really. What I can tell you for sure is it is not one of us.
Well, Sister Eugenia did tell me that the tablets were priceless.
Of course. But our motivation is not the lure of profit. All that matters to us is their value as proof, not the money we can make out of them.
Do you think the culprit could be a native?
Well, since none of us did it, it seems obvious. There aren't many other settlers around here.
Eesh.
And the natives knew of the existence of these tablets before we found them. They were attached to them too, in their own way.
They are the ones who led you to them.
Well, we conducted the research, but they helped us find where they were hidden. Some inhabitants of the village are still giving us a hand with our work.
Well, thank you. I will investigate where the theft took place.
As you wish. But you won't find anything there. And why does it matter, anyway? There were witnesses to the discovery of these tablets. We have all the proof we need. And that's all that matters.
What do you mean?
Now we can prove Saint Mateus lived here. Our actions on this island are justified. To keep rummaging the way Sister Eugenia does will only create more tensions with the natives.
I was not expecting a theologian to say such things. I will leave you to your work. Goodbye.
Até que gostei desse capacetinho dela ali. Investiga o roubo dos tabuletas.
Hello, brother.
Oh, de Sardet, is that you? Do you need anything?
Have you been in Eden for a long time?
2 months, approximately. Back then, there were still some pagan natives in the village. I joined Sister Eugenia's team with some of my colleagues, so we could give them a fresh outlook on things. We arrived straight from Thélème, hoping to study some new texts. But once we were here, I understood that my real mission was with the islanders. We must bring the light to this island.
Vixe, sinistro, hein?
How are your relations with the natives?
When I arrived, we were still trying to obtain information from them about St. Matthias. But they were very reluctant to give us any answers. We were also trying to educate them. Our attempts eventually made some of the inhabitants of the village react badly. Most stubborn against our teachings, the warriors, and the marked.
Marcados?
The ones the natives call the Onomanawi. They eventually left, and it has proved nothing but a blessing for us. I would like to go back to work now, if you don't mind.
Of course. I will leave you to your work. Goodbye. I knew that the story would be more complex than we'd been told.
The priests separated this village into 2 parts. The exiles must be broken-hearted, having left their clan behind.
On the other hand, had they followed their chief's example, this wouldn't have happened. Either way, the resentment here is strong enough for a theft to occur.
Investiga as tablas roubadas. Aonde? Aqui em cima?
There's only one entrance, and the door shows no evidence of a break-in.
This priest, Virgil, said that the night was calm. So calm that he probably fell asleep. So, the thieves only had to take the key from him.
It's very likely that that's what happened. But someone must have informed them. It can't be a coincidence that they decided to steal it during the watch of the only neglectful guard.
You think that the one who told them is in this village?
We know that this theft could be an act of vengeance by the natives who were forced to leave here. They must still have allies in the village. Family or friends. We should go talk to the chief of the natives. He will certainly know who's close to the exiles, and enough about the researchers to inform them.
Vamos lá falar com o Ler de novo. Vamos lá falar com o Ler. Aqui não, não. É lá embaixo. Lá embaixo.
You have returned on Onomanawi. Do you need something else?
I think I know who stole the tablets.
Really?
I believe those who were exiled from your village seek vengeance because the missionaries forced them to leave. They must have taken the tablets, with the help of someone else who stayed here.
You may be right, but you may also be wrong.
Vixe, perdeu o carisma? Tava 75, ameaçar. Carisma, vai. Vamos ver.
You do well to tell me what you know. Once the priests have reached the same conclusions as I have, how do you think they will interrogate you?
You're probably
Os
right.
bem-sucedido. Yeah.
The Inquisitors would come back, and my people would suffer. I do not want to break the peace that I did all I could to make. I think the name of the woman you are looking for is Vindual. She helps the priests who seek the old sage.
If she's helping the priests, why would she betray them now?
Her son is one of the warriors who had to leave the village. He is filled with anger and fury. If you go talk to her, please, do not hurt her. She is but a mother who acted according to her son's wishes.
I have no intention of hurting her. But things may not be so simple when it comes to her son.
Vamos falar com a
I have to go.
Vindual.
Like so many others.
Vamos falar com o Vindual. Espero evitar um conflito, né? Evitar o confronto. Aqui em cima. Cadê? Aqui.
Greetings. Are you Vindwal?
Bertia Tumad. Yes, that is me. What do you want?
Acusado de roubar tabuletas, perguntar a ela sobre o Lair.
What can you tell me about Lair, your former leader?
He is a man of peace. Some people dislike him, not me. Everything he did to save the village. But I think the Mind Shakers made him forget what we are. He almost speaks like them now.
Acusado de roubar, não. Tem que falar aqui.
Listen, I know you helped the exiles to steal the tablets of Saint Matthias.
No, this is not true. It wasn't me.
There's no point in denying it. I know you did it for your son who had to leave the village.
If you know that, then you know that I don't have the tablets. So what do you want from me?
Perguntaram são os ladrões. Urgiram poupar a vida dos ladrões. Como não tem aquela moedinha, então vai ter que ser aqui.
Tell me where the exiles are. I must retrieve these tablets.
You're asking me to betray my son. Promise me that you won't hurt him.
I promise. But if he reacts violently, I'll have to defend myself.
Then I hope he'll be reasonable. Bran and the others are hiding in the woods, beyond the Circle of Stone.
Thank you, Vindwal.
Bom, a conversa foi de boa. Agora só falta recuperar as tabuletas. Que estão lá em cima. Eu quero vir pra cá, ó. Bom. Vamos dar uma caminhadinha. E já tem uns bichinhos ali, ó. Vamos matar, já pegar um XP. Tem 3 pontos de habilidade. Escamas. É o acampamento. Vamos por aqui. Opa! Nossa, mano, olha o tamanho desse bicho.
Take a potion.
Cara, não tinha blindado, mano. Toma. Toma. Caramba, isso aqui é dos grandes, velho. Esse foi dos grandes. Vamos ver aqui. O que é isso daqui? Explodir requer uma fórmula química de dano elemental. Ninhos destruídos. Eita! Tenho essa missão, é? Deixa eu dar uma olhada. Raposas mortas, Shidub, ninhos destruídos 2. Ao norte do Velho, tome cuidado se precisar usar essa estrada para Nordeste. Que da hora. Vamos procurar o outro. Ó, frutinhas de veladona. E esses pontos aqui? Tô com 3 pontos de habilidades. Eu já coloquei aqui. Agora eu só posso colocar aqui, ó, para usar a espada de 2 mãos. É a única mais lógica que eu posso colocar, né? Usar a espada de 2 mãos. Colocar aqui. Colocar aqui. E aqui são 2 pontos. Jogo usado. E fúria. Uso do furioso 100% não. Círculo de pedra. Eu acho que era pra cá mesmo. Pra cá.
Here's the place that Vindwal indicated. The exiles must be near.
I hope you don't intend to fight them. They've already had to leave their families and their homes. They've suffered enough.
Don't worry, we'll be discreet.
Remember that we were told the area on the left was a trap. It would be smarter to take the other path.
Cara, da esquerda era uma armadilha, vamos pelo centro.
Do it! What are you doing here?
I'm not here to fight you, but I must retrieve the tablets of Saint Matthias.
What? How do you know we have them? And how? Not Freddy. We will not give them back! We lost our homes and families, so the priests lose their sacred stones.
Nossa, mano.
I know that you are seeking vengeance, but the priests will not be the only ones to suffer the consequences of your actions. Your mother helped you, and once they find out about it, she will pay the price in your place. Is that what you want?
No.
Ah, bem
She
sucedido.
only
Aí,
told us which night we
paz.
could come. They have no right to punish her for this.
I doubt the Ordo Luminous will care. They will need someone to take the blame, and she's the obvious choice.
Very well. Take the stones and leave. All that's left to do is to rejoin the Donea Exregao.
Ufa. Bom, ainda bem que eles deixaram passar, né? Aí são as pedras. Devemos de volta para o Éden. A esquerda era a armadilha, vamos ver que a armadilha tem pro lado esquerdo. Ah, tem armadilha no chão, ó. Ah, por isso que ele falou, tem armadilha. Olha lá. Que é pra ele desmontar pra pegar pra mim as armadilhas. Tem que voltar lá agora pra devolver as pedras, né?
What are you doing here?
I was worried for my son. I wanted to make sure that everything was fine.
Don't worry, all is well. I managed to convince him to give me the tablets.
Adloredar, I did not believe my son to be so reasonable. You are giving me hope. I will go see him and tell him to find another clan. A place to welcome him.
Nativos, reputação mais um. Aê, moleque. Beleza, fizemos aqui a quest dos nativos. Vamos voltar lá. E levar as tabuletas de volta. Levar as tabuletas. E eu quero encontrar outro ninho, mano. Ao nordeste daqui, velho. Depois eu procuro. Deixa eu dar uma olhadinha aqui só. Cadê os bichinhos? Aqui, ó, achei outro ninho. Deve ser aqui. Essa armadilha funcionou bem ali, hein? A armadilha funcionou muito bem. Tô quase upando, moleque. Tô quase upando. Ali, achei. Ainda bem que eu sou técnico, posso explodir as coisas lá. 100 moedas. E 50 de XP. Então outro ninho está aqui, ó. Então tem um ninho aqui e tem um ninho aqui. Beleza? Missão completa. De Shirdoba agora tem esse túmulo aqui, ó. Entrar o corpo dele, por favor, cabe uma tumba. Ganhei 100 moedas por essa missão. Vamos voltar agora. Acho que eu vou upar quando eu entregar a missão. Pra cá, vem direto. Não é com ela, não. Onde é que é? É ali embaixo.
I retrieved your relics.
Thank you. Thank you immensely. Thanks to them, we will be able to continue our research on St. Matthias.
I am curious to know who is responsible for this theft. The culprit must be brought to justice.
I do not want to point the finger at anyone.
Teleme reputação mais
You
2,
have
ó.
your
Aí,
relics
ó.
back, and that's the only thing that matters.
Your indulgence honors you. But how can we be certain that these thieves will not strike again if they are not punished?
Had you respected this village, you would not have to look for a culprit. You settled here without even asking those who lived here for their opinion on the matter. Instead of talking about harmony, start taking action to really make it happen.
But that is precisely what we desire more than anything. We may have been a bit clumsy in the beginning, but we'll make sure to improve things in the future. You really were a great help. I would be most grateful if you agreed to continue helping us.
I might come back at some point, but alas, I am very busy.
Naturally. Either way, we are certainly capable of continuing our research without you.
Actually, I must go back to my work. Our next expedition must depart as soon as possible.
Your next expedition?
Our brave researchers must continue to follow the tracks of our founder on this island. In the meantime, here, take this as a token of gratitude for the help you gave us.
Opa.
Thank you. I hope your expedition will be a success.
1300 XP, moedas de ouro. E nível 26. Aguarde os resultados da pesquisa. 23 horas e 56 minutos. Agora o resultado da pesquisa, bem... Iopei é aquela que eu vou colocar por aqui, ó. Usar arma de 2 mãos, só que eu vou precisar de agilidade, né? Vou precisar de agilidade ainda. A Lateleme está suspeito ainda e os náuticos também. Preciso fazer mais quest desses para fazer minha reputação. Aqui já finalizei tudo. Então tem as origens de Teleme, aguarde os resultados da pesquisa. Vamos aguardar então. Dá uma fogueirinha. Uma fogueirinha aqui em cima. A fogueirinha dá uma dormida. A gente dorme, de lá a gente já vai aqui na pesquisa. De 3 horas, né? O meu baúzinho aqui para ver o que eu posso usar. Baúzito. Agilidade de 5. Vou colocar na agilidade depois. Vou usar espadão. Tem esse daqui também que é muito louca. Essa aqui são 2 slots. Agilidade 3. Precisão de 1. Beleza, vamos dar uma dormida. — 16 horas, 18 horas, 14 horas, 15 horas. Falta 7 horas ainda, né? Horas. Puta, falta 7 horas. Putz, falta 7 horas ainda, mano. Na verdade, 7 horas são 7 minutos, né? Sete minutinhos. Enquanto isso, entrou uma quest do Petrus aqui. Cadê? Aqui, ó. Falei com o Petrus, ó. Entrou a missão dele, mas vou terminar de Theleme. Aí eu fazia da... Acho que vou fazer a dele também. Sei lá. Bom, galerinha, já estão chegando aqui nos últimos minutos. Está quase chegando nos últimos minutos e a pesquisa acabou. Bom, pergunte sobre a pesquisa do Éden. Aonde? Sobre a pesquisa ali.
Oh, there you are, Your Excellency. The Enlightened has heard my prayers.
What's going on? Where are the others?
After deciphering the content of the tablets, they went north to continue their research in some swamps. But they must have encountered problems. Brother Fidelis came back here, and he was in a dreadful state. He most likely came to seek help, but he fainted. It's impossible for us to know what happened to them.
I am not a doctor, but I may be able to examine him.
Oh, please do. Any help would be appreciated. We've done our best, but our magic has proved inefficient. And the healer we sent for will certainly arrive too late from San Mateus.
This man is burning up with fever, and he bears several bite marks and traces of blows.
The flesh is black and blue around the bites. He was bitten by a venomous creature. What he needs is an antidote.
Have you tried giving him any anti-poison?
Of course, but to no avail. And what if it were a hex cast by the heretics?
No matter what happens, you always suspect them.
Why, of course. These savages are always to blame. The man was in the swamp. There are some rare animals there, and their venom is terrible. A healer from the area will know the antidote.
We could ask Lair. He will direct us to someone who understands remedies.
Bom. O que está acontecendo agora lá na... Aqui, ó, Passagem dos Nativos. Pedir ajuda aos nativos que estão trabalhando aqui na aldeia. É aqui? Não. Não é que dá, que não dá pra descer não, eu acho. Chegando. Ah, vai ser o Lair. Será que tem uns itens aqui? Cadê? Essa aqui não tem? Ah, tem sim, ó. Tem uns itenzinhos perdidos aqui.
Onol Manawi, you've come back to see old Lair. I heard that you managed to retrieve the tablets.
Did Vindwal tell you?
Yes, and I feel more at peace, knowing that our brothers are alive, and that they will be able to join another clan. And you proved me right. Peace with the Renaigse is possible.
Próximos ativos mais
I need your
Opa.
advice. You may already know that one of the researchers came back wounded from the expedition.
I heard about it.
He has all the symptoms of a poisoning, but the anti-poisons we gave him had no effect. He must have been bitten by a creature of the swamp, and we're looking for a healer who would know of a suitable antidote.
So, you came to see me. Interesting. Our neighbors did not think for one moment that we could be helpful. Alas, our Doneigad is one of the exiles. But Vindwal knows plants well. She will know.
Thank you. I will go see her. I hope she agrees to help us. I have to go.
I had to go.
Like so many others.
Beleza, vamos lá ver a velhinha nativa de novo. Vamos ver lá embaixo. Não correria, bicho. Correria para salvar o cabra. Salvar o cabra. Aqui em cima.
Here you are again. What do you want?
Poxa.
I have come to ask for your help. Lair told me you know about remedies.
I do know a few of them. I have learned about plants. I used to want to become a Doneigad.
One of the researchers came back wounded from the expedition. Apparently he was bitten by a creature of the swamp.
And now he has the Llewellyn fever. We have a good knowledge about this affliction. He will die if he does not receive proper treatment.
Do you know which antidote should be given to him?
Yes. These priests are idiots. They could have asked for our help, but they treat us like children. You are different. And you have allowed my son to join a new clan. So, I will give you the potion to cure the priest.
Aí sim.
Wait a moment. Make him drink this remedy and he'll get better.
Thank you, Vindwal.
Muito obrigado. Muito obrigado pela ajuda a descer aqui agora.
Where am I?
You're in Eden. You are safe.
Was I unconscious for a long time? The other members of the expedition, they are in danger. The swamp is so hostile. We weren't prepared for it. Some of our people have disappeared.
What caused these wounds?
A nightmarish creature. The swamp is full of them. A colleague and I had left to fetch some help when we were attacked. I managed to run away, but I don't know what happened to him. As for those who were at the camp, you must go help them.
Show me the location of your colleagues on the map. I will join them.
There. Please, hurry.
Thank you. You should rest now.
Localiza o acampamento dos teólogos. Acampamento lá em cima. Um rolezinho bacana, hein? Bora lá resolver isso. Vamos resolver essa parada, bicho. Opa! Posso ficar resetando o jogo. Resetando não, né? Acelerando 24 horas e pegando essa poção aí. Tem mais bichinhos ali. Eita! Is a trap? Ah, não. Toma. Toma. Os bichos todos saindo da terra. Resina. Pra lá. Vamos indo. Isso é longe, hein? Virar aqui. Estamos chegando no pântano. Ih, será que é onde tem aqueles 3 bichos lá, mano? Eu acho que onde tem aqueles 3 bichos estranhos na mão forte, cara. Ai, caramba, vai ter congelado isso. Toma. Toma. Só os touros. Porque tem uns bichinhos aqui que eu não consegui matar não, são muito fortes. Toma, toma. Saqueando, saqueando. Ah, tem muito bicho aqui no pântano. Tem alguma coisa ali, ó. Enterrar corpo, achei o corpo, cara, da missão. Ah, ele tá aqui, ó. Essa missão aqui, ó. Cadê? Essa missão aqui, ó. O túmulo do viajante, ó. Ah, vamos enterrar o corpo do cara. 100 XP, túmulo do viajante. Ué. Localização do campo dos teólogos? Ah, poderia ter viajado na fogueira, pô. Poderia ter viajado na fogueira. Eu pensava que era nesse mapa aqui mesmo, mas foi bom que eu encontrei o... Encontrei o corpinho do cara. Enterrei ele, né?
Desculpe, eu não entendi.
Midvilve. Vidvilve. Tem que vir pra cá, mas como? Acho que posso passar aqui, ó. Ah, ele que foi pra cima, que é o pântano.
I do not remember there being a path in this place the last time we came.
Look, this is a passage that was forced upon nature by men. The beasts must have become restless. They do not appreciate it when their living space is disturbed.
Ah, já abriu espaço novo. Não tinha aqui, eu acho. Tricorne. Ah, deixa eu ver uma coisa. Vidvilve. Exploração. Cadê Vidvilve? Ali, ó, falta 2 fogueiras, ó. 2 fogueiras daqui. Temos aqui e temos aqui em cima. São as 2 fogueiras. Passagem à direita. Mas como sobe aqui? Não vou subir não. Opa!
All I did was bring you to the place suggested by the tablets. I have no way of knowing.
Really? But I did warn you.
Área da escavação, aqui é a fogueirinha. 2 de 3.
Looks like we're right on time. If we do not intervene, they're sure to gut each other.
Vamos salvar aqui. Vamos embora, antes que se matem.
Hey, what's happening here? I could hear you from miles away.
Your Excellency, I'm so happy to see you. You arrive right on time to settle this matter.
How did you manage to find us in the middle of this swamp?
Brother Fidelis managed to reach Eden. He's the one who told us where your camp was.
But he didn't leave alone. What happened to Father Orbricus, who was accompanying him?
He must be dead, like our other companions. This is all your fault. This is yet more proof that you are not fit to lead such a team. I should be the one in charge.
Maybe you should calm down and explain to me what's happening here.
This expedition was undertaken with no concern for common sense. We are not equipped to explore this type of place. Our people are disappearing, and all we have found are some falsified writings.
Brother Virgil is terrified, which probably explains why he is being so disingenuous. We have made incredible discoveries, and we could find more.
You are beyond redemption. I won't waste another second talking to you. If you want to talk to me, Your Excellency, it will have to be without her.
How charming.
Tem alguns membros da expedição.
Your Excellency, I hope you will forgive us for that scene. My relations with Virgil have always been difficult, but ever since we arrived here, it has been unbearable. I'm afraid we may need an arbiter.
Before anything else, I need to know what has led to this situation between you.
What would you like to know?
For what reason were you quarreling?
The expedition itself, I'm afraid. Virgil was always against it, especially under my supervision. For him, our discoveries in Eden were sufficient. They confirmed what he wanted. The rest did not matter. According to him, we should never have continued. And when we found new tablets, it became even worse.
Were they also written by Saint Matthias?
Without a doubt. The handwriting is the same. There are also some patterns, some islander symbols. It's fascinating. But what really angers Virgil is the content we managed to decipher. Our founder explains that he learned a lot from the islanders. Something our brother cannot accept. He now persists in saying that these tablets are fake, forged by the natives themselves.
Brother Fidelis told me that several members of the expedition have disappeared.
Yes, that's why he left along with Father Orbricus to fetch some help. 3 more of our colleagues are missing. And I'm not even talking about the ones who fell ill. I must admit that I underestimated the hardships we would encounter. I made a mistake. I should have prepared this expedition more thoroughly. But Virgil's being disingenuous does not help.
And no one has searched for those who are missing.
I wanted us to search for them, but someone later convinced me that it presented too much of a risk. Along with lack of preparation, our constantly decreasing number, and creatures swarming the area.
And by someone, I suppose you mean Brother Virgil.
Indeed.
I'm thankful for these pieces of information. But you understand that I will also have to talk to Brother Virgil.
Of course, that's understandable. You must hear us both before you can make a decision.
Ah, eu não confio naquele cara não, mano, no vídeo não. O modo dele de falar é muito suspeito, sabe?
Brother Virgil.
What do you want?
Can you explain to me what caused such a quarrel?
The reason for it is very simple. It is Eugenia's folly. This woman should never have been the supervisor of our team. The discoveries made in Eden were sufficient, but no. She didn't want to stop the research. She organized this expedition in a hurry, without taking elementary precautions, and now she's accepting as facts the delirious writings we discovered on these tablets, without doubting them for even 1 second.
What do you mean?
We found some new tablets, allegedly written by Saint Matthias, but their content is so absurd that they were obviously forged. I am certain that the natives must have found these stones before us and modified their content.
How would they have done that? The natives cannot write.
They must have been helped by an unscrupulous settler. How would I know?
Brother Fidelis told me that some of your colleagues went missing. Do you know anything about this?
They did not go missing. They were killed. It was the wild beasts, the diseases, and let's not forget the savages. We can feel their presence, roaming around the camp at night. I am certain that they are responsible for the death of our colleagues.
That's strange. There aren't many villages around here.
There aren't any. There are a few hermits, but they are not fighters. And they have better things to do than roam around their camp at night.
We've been in this region before, and the only native we met was a little insane, but would have been incapable of killing several priests.
Those savages may very well have been following us since our departure. We will not be safe on this island until it is entirely converted.
I see. So, you haven't tried to find your colleagues?
So we can die as well? I am not as crazy as Sister Eugenia.
I cannot take sides in your quarrel for now. And in any case, it is not what matters the most. Even if you think they are dead, we have to try finding your colleagues.
Well, if you are prepared to take such a risk, I can only commend you for your bravery and wish you luck. But I would not get my hopes up. You should start by searching the excavation site. To get there, take the path south of here. But be careful. The creatures that roam the area are ruthless.
Pega o caminho do sul. Bom, ele for pegar o caminho do sul, né? Vai pra cá. Deixa eu usar desaparecimento. Desaparecimento. Aí depois eu venho pra cá. Vou completar esse mapinha de Ventville. Estão todos aqui rezando. Deixa eu lembrar pra onde tem que ir. Ah tá, tem que investigar aqui, ó. Os 3 pontos. Depois lá pra cima pegar a última fogueirinha. Posso vir pra trás. Vamos lá investigar então. 3 pontinhos. Acho que é pra cá, né? Deixa eu achar o caminho ali. Caramba. Eu vou ter que sair da vila? Só achar a saída, né? Cadê a saída? Estou perdido. Opa. Funguinhos. Bom, aqui eu tô voltando, mas como que eu passo pra lá, velho? Vamos ver se eu não tô vendo aqui. Aqui, achei, cara. Achei! Aqui, ó. Achei danado. Primeiro cabra. Ciência nível 2, examinar. Então ciência, então...
This man's death was no accident. Nor was it linked to any predator attack. It was caused by a violent strike to the back of the skull with a mace, and... it didn't take place here. The marks surrounding the body show that it was moved. Most likely to make it seem like he fell to his death.
Ah. Beleza, investigado. Vamos para o próximo. Aí tá aqui, eu vou direto. Então, lasqueira. Olha o tamanho do bicho, mano. Morreu. Nossa. Nossa, depois eu aquela armadilha. Nada. Bichinho diferente esses aqui, hein? Tá gatão, mano. Rapaz, meu calango gigante, velho. Um calango. Será que é pra lá o outro? É pra cá. Opa! Tem mais bichinho ali. Toma. Nada, nada. Toma. Toma um tiro. Que é bala, que é bala. Só tiro na veia. Peguei todos os itens, peguei. Acho que esse daqui, será que ele morreu pelos bichos? Vamos usar a ciência.
The body of this man was devoured by beasts, but it happened after he died. One of the wounds is clearly a knife wound. But alas, it is impossible to know who was wielding it.
Então, morreu pela massa, esse daqui morreu pela faca. Aí tem coisa, hein? Aí tem coisa. Vamos para o último. Não posso escalar que é muito alto. Tchutchu bem. Vamos lá no último. Vamos ver qual vai ser a conclusão aí da nossa heroína. Desviuve. Opa! Traga tanto de novo. Toma.
These fang marks are impressive. The poor man didn't have a chance. He must have been attacked by a large reptile. Most likely a Lowolan.
Hold on.
Ah não, usei a outra sem querer.
They look like the marks that the priest's spells
leave on their victims.
I've seen them many times before.
But what was he doing alone, so far from the camp? It seems obvious now that these disappearances were orchestrated.
The deaths of these people were a deception. Only the Renaigse are deceitful enough to do such a thing. They kill each other and accuse my people. This virgin, he wants to push aside this woman at all cost. He must be the culprit.
Indeed. I think that we should go find this brother and ask for an explanation.
Sabia, desconfiei do cara também, mano. O cara quer trapacear lá com a mulher lá. Trapaceando danado. Sabia que ele tava trapaceando, sabia. Não gostei da cara dele. Vamos ter uma conversinha com ele. Lá em cima. Querendo tirar a mulher da jogada, ele que não é confiável.
Brother Virgil.
Your Excellency, weren't you supposed to be looking for our colleagues?
Indeed. I regret to say that they are indeed all dead.
I knew it. What a waste. Eugenia and her recklessness are to blame for this.
I'm afraid someone else is responsible for this. These deaths are not accidental, and yet they were disguised as such.
The savages! Their thirst for blood is unquenchable. I knew we should never have come without an escort.
Watch your tongue, priest. Our people have no need to hide when they protect their land. Only the Renaigse are deceitful enough to disguise a death.
Who else could it be?
Someone who desperately wanted this expedition to fail. Does that remind you of anyone?
Fine. You unmasked me. But know that my cause is righteous. The Ordo Luminous sent me to keep an eye on this expedition, to ensure that the discoveries we made would not jeopardize our nation or our presence on this island. But the inscriptions on the tablets are a heresy, a dangerous manipulation. Can you imagine what would happen if it was said that our founder listened to the teachings of the natives? But even then, foolish Eugenia accepted these discoveries as truth, without any hesitation, without realizing that our entire nation could suffer because of it. So yes, I wanted to scare her.
I understand that you might want to protect your nation. But to go as far as assassinating several of your colleagues...
Tem que prender esse cara, mano.
What would you do if someone were threatening the congregation? You cannot make me believe that you would not be willing to kill. You may have already done so. But since you want to avoid using violence, help me convince Eugenia to go back to Eden. My colleagues and I know how to sort through these discoveries. And you will be rewarded, of course.
This Renaigse tried to blame my people for these crimes. The priests would have wanted to punish them, and innocent people would have died. He must answer for
Concordo,
his treachery.
senhora. Pedir para deixar a expedição, revelar o que aconteceu a todos, acertar o ouro e ficar de lado dele. Sem moedas, tentador, mas não. Revelar o que aconteceu a todos.
It seems to me that all members of this expedition are concerned. They should decide on what to do next.
Vamos revelar para todo mundo o que esse cara fez, danado.
Everybody listen. Alas, I must inform you that I found the dead bodies of your missing colleagues. How awful.
Teleme reputação mais 2. Opa.
Someone wanted us to believe that they were killed by some swamp animals. But it was all staged. Your colleagues were murdered, and their bodies abandoned to the creatures.
What? But why do such a thing? And who murdered them?
Brother Virgil confessed to his crimes in front of me.
Escolhi a escolha certa.
You will pay for these crimes. These people you killed were our brothers. Our friends.
You stupid goose. You really believe that I will let you pass judgment?
Eita, vai ser treta.
You shouldn't have been so quick to accept these lies that could destroy our nation. And want to reveal them for all to hear. You are solely responsible for these deaths.
How dare you present yourself as the protector of our nation? Murderer!
Sabia que ia sair treta. Sabia que ia sair treta. Medalhinha. O cara é meu safado, mano. Matou todos os companheiros pra poder... Pra poder... tirar o Eugênio do comando.
I'm sorry, sister. Brother Virgil fled during the battle.
Fugiu ainda?
And naturally his accomplices fled along with him. What a waste. So many people died.
Perhaps I shouldn't have revealed his crimes in front of everyone, but I thought it was the best way of ensuring he would be judged.
Considering how high tensions have been these last few days, a fight was inevitable, alas. But you did what you thought was fair.
Eu tentei, né?
Take this as a token of gratitude for shedding light on these dismal events. Alas.
Opa, aí sim. Você lembra que só menos um?
There are too few of us to continue the research.
Were you hoping to discover more?
Of course. This place was but a single step in St. Matthias's journey. The last tablets speak of a journey northbound, further up in the swamp. But even if Virgil is no longer a threat, we are not sufficiently well equipped to go there.
We could go there for you if you wish. You just have to tell us where to look.
That would be marvelous. Of course, you would have to start from the excavation site where he wrote this. I think I noticed a path going north when I was there, actually. Look for any traces of life. Perhaps you will be lucky enough to find more of his writings. That would be fantastic.
Don't worry. I will conduct this research and come find you here if I uncover anything.
Bom, ganhamos reputação em Theleme, mas perdemos uma reputação em Theleme porque o cara fugiu. Mas vou capturar ele de volta. Vamos ver, tem que ir pro norte, né? Descobrir onde São Mateus foi. Pra fugir, mas não tem problema. Vamos pegar ele de volta. Vou pegar aquele danadinho de volta. Vamos para o norte. Não é por aqui, não. Cara, mas olha estranho esse mapa aqui, velho. Esse mapa estranho. Aqui por dentro não tem, né? Falando que doideira. Tão doido, mano. Não tô enxergando o negócio. Fogueirinha. Ó, tem que dar a volta aqui. Dá a volta e subir direto. Vamos ver como está minha reputação. Bom, a Theleme está suspeito ainda e os Norte também está suspeito. Bom, beleza. Os bichinhos ali já. Ó, esse bicho é chato, mano. Cuspidor. Toma. Tem mais ele na frente. Mono? Morimono. Esse pontinho esquisito aqui. Dá uma olhadinha aqui, que esses fundinhos sempre tem alguma coisa, cara. Ali já tem um baú. Ah, tô falando que esses fundinhos sempre tem alguma coisa? Bom, galera, eu tô perto de descobrir lá onde o São Mateus foi, né? Mas vou parando essa gameplay por aqui, beleza? Então, se gostou, deixa aquele like, se inscreva no canal. E até a próxima. Valeu! Fui!